All right, welcome back to the program. And just in case you're joining us, this is Morning Life. My name is Macharia, and this particular morning I'm joined by Jay Habuba, who's an activist this particular morning. And of course, I'm joined by Samuel Ogutu, who is an aspiring senator, Siaya County. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
And many thanks, of course, making time to be with us here this particular morning.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to take a look, we're going to take stock on the education system here in the country. Of course, you will remember that it was the competency, or rather it was 844 system, right? Then it went to the competency-based curriculum, which was introduced by the former head of state, that is Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, when President William Ruto took power, he changed it to competency-based education, right? Are we experimenting, our education system with our students? How does the future looks like for our students right here in the country? That's what we're going to discuss this particular morning. So start engaging us on our socials at EBN TV Kenya. We're live on Facebook and as well as on YouTube. And you can as well send us your feedback through our SMS line, that is 23059. Now, G Habuba, quick one. Today in the dailies today, we actually saw the CBK has announced that, people should actually cease from using notes for making money bouquets. What's your take on that?
I think for me, from the CBK, that is lack of mindset and lack of thinking, because using money as a gift to find the flower, that is also making money, because it gives someone's business to do. Kwani wanataka watu wakae bila kufanya kazi.
And we've actually seen, they actually cited, their point of argument is actually the longevity of that particular note. Of course, we've seen, some notes, especially 50 shillings notes, some of them are very old, and, this money bouquet thing actually came recently. And we've seen, some 50 shillings, very old 50 shillings notes. Right, now let's take a look, let's look at the basis of this particular conversation. And we're talking about, the future of Kenya's children. So let me begin here. Is the CBC system actually preparing learners for university, or are we gambling, with the entire generation, so to speak? Sorry for using this particular word. Are we using our learners as guinea pigs? Jay Habuba.
When we talk of the matter of education system in our country, first we must see that word education. And as we understand, education is the backbone of this country, every child. Because now, when you tamper with education system, it means that you become the enemy of the future. Now, you can see at this particular time, we have some pupils and students who have not reported to school, especially grade 10. Because some parents, they fail to understand, they don't know what is this CBC, what are they going to do, and even the placement. Like you can take example, you have your pupil here in Nairobi, na kuna ule uwezo hauna, and you find that your son or your daughter amekuwa placed in a place like Garissa, and that school is a day school. Now, you want to tell me that your son or your daughter will be going to that school in Garissa and find a place to stay there? Yeah, so I think our government needs to do something in our education system before any implementation. That is what I can say, because when you see anything being implemented in our country, lazima kwanza watafute utafiti. Now, if I may ask you, did you see anything ama wakikuja hata kwa TV kusema kwamba we are introducing this and this new system of education? No, walisema tu.
So you're citing that there were actually no public participation?
Yeah.
All right. Now, Mr. Samuel Ogutu, from where you sit, from 844 to CBC to CBE, are we preparing our learners for university, or are we gambling with the entire generation?
Okay, thank you. What I can say, we are just gambling with the generation. Number one, CBC. CBC is good in theory, but very poor in implementation. So the government, basically, they talk about CBC so much theoretically, but in implementation, here's where everything has gone wrong. We need to change that because you find that now grade 10s, some of them are being told that they are not reporting to school without the school uniforms.
Right.
The government has put the education system so expensive that only the rich can afford, the poor can't afford, and that is putting it unequal distribution of education system to the people of Kenya.
All right. Now, Mr. Samuel is juggling between who can afford and who cannot. From where we sit, is this new system really designed? Who's this system designed for? Is it the learners, the parents, the political class? Who is it designed for?
I think as activists, what I can say is that this system is only meant for political classes. Why? Kuna wale wazazi ambao uwezo wao uko chini sana. Kuna wale wazazi ambao labda hawana hata ile elimu kidogo ya kusoma, kama hata kusoma kile ambacho kimeandikwa. Sasa unapata kwamba hawajui kile ambacho wanakifanya.
Yeah.
And this system, let us now take it serious. You know, the new system of education introduced in our country, it does not favor some communities in this country. How can you introduce new system with education while we have some places where we don't have good classes, and the new system based mostly major on ICT? Now kuna sehemu Kenya ambayo hakuna umeme. Sasa kama hakuna umeme, hao watu hata hawezi wakatumia kompyuta. Kuna sehemu Kenya bado hakuna madarasa. Hao watu wanakaa chini ya miti, chini ya kichaka. It means kwamba this system, it favors only wale watu ambao wanaishi vizuri. Let's take example. Even though the count of Turkana receives a lot of money, lakini it means viongozi wao ndio wanakula hizo pesa. Now you see the situation in Turkana. Tunaonanga a lot of schools ni matope, zimejengewa matope. Zingine hata hazijawekewa mabati, wameweka tu sehemu ya kujikinga na wanaingia wanasoma. How do you feel that unasema tutafika Singapore? Hiyo Singapore tunafika wakati ambapo system ya elimu iko chini. In order to be in that position of reaching Singapore, first, we must invest in education system. Investing in education system means lazima kila county kuwe na shule ambazo ni nzuri. Let us not sit and we say that we are and speak that we are comfortable because we have alliance, we have money. That is for people wenye wako na uwezo. What of the people wenye wako Turukana, wenye wako Kware, wenye wako Gitende, wenye wako Marsabit and Samburu? We must be in a position where we have what we call equality in our country, equalization. After having that, tunaweza sema because of we have leveled the education system in our country, now tunaweza fika Singapore. My last word. Education being the backbone of our country, of every child, lazima iweko vizuri. Ikisha weko vizuri, it means even our leaders who are ruling us now, wakisha toka kwa madaraka, kesho watajua kwamba tumetoka kwa madaraka, tuna uhakika tumeacha watu ambao waliosoma. In Africa, Kenya is among the topest country yenye kuna watoto waliosoma sana. But ndio sehemu ambayo kuna mateso na shida sana, kwa sababu mtu anamaliza shule hakuna masomo. Sasa ataenda kufanya nini?
All right. Now let's go to the new system, the CBE system. who exactly is it designed for? Bearing in mind that the parents actually say that they were not involved. Most of the parents actually say that they actually don't understand this system, from the grading system itself. Now E, in the 844, E was, the lowest grade. Now in the CBE curriculum, E is exceeding expectations. And what about, from where you sit, who is this, this system, who is it benefiting? The political class, the student, the economy, or the parents?
Oh, okay. This system is designed to benefit the political class and the economy. Because you see CBC, if you compare CBC and 844, CBC is more expensive than 844.
Yeah.
So the moment our parents are paying the fee to the schools, also the government benefits from that. And also it is designed to benefit only the political class, because the only few who will afford, maybe everything, the education system will access to better education. Those who cannot afford, they will just continue to be there. So that is why I'm saying there is no there is no equality in education system in our country.
All right, Mr. J. Habuba. Now, CBE produces learners assessed on competencies, not on grades, as opposed to the 844 system. But yet, universities still operate on, exam-based selection. Is it this dangerous mismatch?
Yeah, that one must we term it as dangerous, because now we can say that we have two categories.
Yeah.
Where the people of 844 system and the CBE. Now, like in the university starting placing students kwamba tuwachane na hawa ni 844.
Yeah.
Means watakuwa left aside. And we have this now CBE. Even I personally, I don't understand the placement of CBE, But 844, I understand it very well. Now, the same way I don't understand, that is the same way even the university institution, they don't understand what to do. But because they accept them, because it is the government rule, you must follow. You must adhere with the rules, you see? Yeah, because if, for example, you are a lecturer somewhere, you are the president of a certain university, and you have failed to adhere with the rules according to the education system in this country, you will be fired.
All right. And are the universities actually ready for these students? Because in CBE curriculum, they actually designed their grade based on their competencies. Now, how in the 844 system, actually, the mean grade of securing a place in university was actually a C+. So how will then they grade this CBE students for the university model, and are our universities ready for the CBE learners?
I think for my point, for me, I would say that let them continue with the system of 844 in university, and I urge the government to come up with a good management on this new system they have introduced, so that they can give the universities its time of rearranging themselves, at least having that time to understand the new system or the new curriculum, so that they cannot mislead those who are going to join the universities.
All right. Now, Mr. Samuel Ogotu, do you share the same views as J. Habuba? The CBE produces learners based on their competencies, not grades, as opposed to the 844 system, which actually, operated on exam-based selection. Isn't this, a dangerous mismatch where, these CBE students actually learned, STEM, the science and whatnot in the CBE education? Isn't this a dangerous mismatch from where you sit? And are our universities actually ready for the CBE learners?
Okay, thank you. First of all, it is a serious mismatch. Why do I say so? Because they are trying to bring a change at once. I think the better way they could have done it, in maybe in pairs or in pieces. Maybe they could have started it in primary. If it doesn't work there, they look for possible ways to maybe to reintroduce it again, or the solution on how they can prevent the causes. The universities are not ready from where I sit.
Yeah.
This is because 844, we knew that for you to go to university, you must have a C+.
Yeah. And
this CBC, maybe these exceeding expectations, even myself, I don't understand. So I think it's gonna bring a lot of confusion in our universities. And also the way Habuba said, the institutions are operating because of fear. Let me say that. The institutions are now designed that they are weak. They don't have say. Those with power are more powerful than institutions. In such a way that if maybe today I tell you, you have to do this, you will do it. And you are an institution. You need to make maybe decision on your own. So you can't make decision on your own. You will follow what I say because I'm more powerful than institution.
All right. Now, J. Habuba.
Yes.
The CBE curriculum, the competency-based education, are we moving too fast than the model can actually sustain? Because we've seen actually during the transition of the grade 10 students, we saw some of the students who actually I had some politicians say that his child, a boy, was actually called in a girls' school. So, are we moving too fast than the curriculum can actually sustain?
Not that we are moving too fast, but we lack, how can I put it? It is lack of knowledge and wisdom for those who are leading us, especially in the education, in the Ministry of Education.
Right.
And for those who are there, those people, they are there because of their own benefit, not for the benefit of the citizens of this country. And that is why they can wake up even today or any time, and they have to pass something to the country that in this system we are going to do 1, 2, 3, without taking their own time to sit down and rearrange themselves. Because now, can you imagine a whole professor himself announcing the results of the so-called CBC, and hata yeye najua haelewi ni nini anafanya kwa sababu gani? I think there is a time walisema tumeongeza muda kwa wale ambao wanaweza kujitafutia shule.
Right.
But during our time tulifanya mtihani na tukajua kwamba ninaenda shule fulani. Na if that school was not my interest, ama haikuwa kwa akili yangu, I could choose, ama mzazi wangu angekuwa haraka sana kutafuta shule. But nowadays our parents, they are stranded. Juzi we had another discussion. Mzazi anasema mtoto wake ameitwa Kwale na day school, and she's from Homa Bay County. Now the Ministry of Education wanataka kutuambia kwamba huyo mtoto atakuwa anatembea kutoka Homa Bay anaenda Kwale, ama mzazi atamtafutia guest room ya kuishi, ama atamrentishia nyumba. Do you know what? That is not being smart in education system, but I can say the government is the enemy. They hate education in our country. The current government, they hate education in our country. Why? Anybody who does not support education, whether in the society, in our in our religious institution, in our government, those people, whoever who or she is the enemy of education system in our country. For those who love education, wangejua, they had enough time to sit and plan and they rearrange themselves ili ikifika wakati wazazi wasiteseke. And the reality and the fact that the current situation in our country ni ngumu. Maisha sasa hivi ni magumu. Hata watu kukula ni bahati. Sasa kupata pesa za kupeleka mtoto shule.
Alright, fair enough, Jehabuba. Now, we actually saw in 2025, actually they said that, mathematics will not be compulsory. And then after, some consultations here and there, they actually said, we should actually make mathematics compulsory. Are we really knowing, or do we really know what we are doing? Our leaders actually know what they are doing in the education system, having in mind that, mathematics not being compulsory, weeks later mathematics is compulsory. Are we using our learners as guinea pigs?
Let us not think just within. Let us take our mind like in 20 years coming. When you say mathematics is not going to be compulsory in education system in Kenya, even let us talk of maths and English. Sasa Macharia, hesabu ni heri hatu ukose kujua kuzungumza, lakini ujue hesabu. When you know mathematics, it means you are on a safe place in this country. And the reason why they are compromising this system, it is because they want us to remain fools so that they can continue stealing from us. Because wao walishapata ile elimu ya kutosha. They don't have any problem with the system. Now, if they tamper with the subjects, na kweli kuna yule mwanafunzi atasema siwezi fanya hesabu. And now my call is this to our parents. Our parents, they must be in a unison so that they can reject this system that are being introduced by the Ministry of Education. For them to save their future, their daughters and sons' future, they must be in unison so that they can reject anything coming from government which is not supportive in our education system. Hesabu ni utu wa elimu. Kiingereza ni utu wa elimu. Sasa wakisema kwamba hesabu haitakuwa compulsory. Je, mimi nikikosa kujua kuongea Kiswahili ama Kiingereza na nikose kujua pia hisabati ama hesabu, it means mimi nitakuwa mtu very useless. And now our world is moving into digital AI. Sasa even that AI lazima ukuwe good in calculation kuitumia. Computer iko na hesabu tena yenye watu wengine hawajui. I did computer in high school. Iko na hesabu mbaya sana. Sasa unakuja kutuambia kwamba hesabu isikuwe compulsory. It means unataka sisi tukue wajinga so you can continue stealing from us because we don't understand the mathematics.
All right. Now, Mr. Samuel Ogutu, do our leaders who we've entrusted to steer our education ministry, do they really know what they are doing in those offices from every seat?
Yes, they know. Their aim is to tamper with the education system. I want to use the history. If you look the history of our president, he's someone who doesn't support education system from the word go. Not because he's a president. He started it as a minister back then. So they know what they are doing. The way my brother said concerning maths, today they are saying that maths is not compulsory. Then tomorrow again they are saying it is compulsory. Number one, when they know when you remove maths help also in maybe critical thinking, because you will require some critical thinking to solve some mathematics questions. So they understand that when we remove these maths, people will not think critically. That is why they wanted to eliminate maths compulsory. Then they were advised that whatever you're doing is wrong. So they decided to just do for formality, not because they love, but just for formality, not to lose the trust of the Kenyans.
All right. And when you look at, I believe that the 844 last class are actually in Form 3, I believe. And are our universities actually ready for, these CBE learners, having in mind that, what are the officers in the universities are actually going to look at? When 844 learners actually transition to university, they actually looked at, the points, the grade points. What are they actually going to look at when, they enroll these CBE learners into universities?
That is, okay, thank you. That is a hard question because from where I sit, I also don't understand much about the CBC. So I think they will just go with maybe those exceeding whatever expectations. I think they also have points, right?
Yeah.
So they will just go with maybe exceeding expectation.
Yeah.
The other one is
exceeding expectations, approaching expectations, and whatnot.
Yeah, I think they will go with those. They will not consider. They will just try to do the way they were doing with 844. They will consider points. I think they have points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay Habuba, let's talk about the grading system in the CBE. Below expectations, approaching expectations, exceeding expectations, meeting expectations, and the 844 grading system from A to E. All right. What are the universities actually going to look at? In our times, when we're actually doing the 844 system, the learners actually used to compete. I want to be number one. Actually in the days when I was learning, number one was actually one of the top students actually used to sit in a certain row, and there was a certain row which used to have the learners who actually don't so to speak don't get what the teachers are actually saying first, so they used to sit in a certain row. Now learners there used to to compete to sit in that particular row. Learners used to compete to be number one, to be number two, to be number three. Now, in this case, there are no number ones, there are no number twos, there are no number threes. So, what do you make of this grading system of the CBE?
As for me, what I can say is that I think they are going to use what we call the STEM. And the STEM, I think you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I think that is the system they are going to use. Well, for those who are going to do sciences, I don't know, technology and whatever what it means for STEM. Because now, you see, even lecturers, they don't understand this system completely. Now, even themselves, they don't know it because they're the materials of 844 systems. Now, what they are going to do, they are going to use STEMs. For those who are going to do something like technology, now that technology in deeper, I don't know what it entails in CBE. So they are going to use such things on placement.
All right. Now, InfoTrack reports, which was actually released recently, noted that a new national survey has found that 51% of parents believe the quality of education under CBC is either worse than or not different from 844 system, while 49% say the quality has improved. A significant number remain unconvinced, pointing to the cost, confusion, and gaps in information as major concerns. Now, the survey, also conducted by InfoTrack Research and Consulting between December 2025 and January 2026, involved 1,000 Kenyans from across all 47 counties. Now, 51% of the parents say CBC is worse or no better than 844. Is the government listening or dismissing them? Jay Habuba.
This CBE, this is not something new to us.
Yeah.
I think our parents, they did it. They did the CBE. Those years,
Yeah.
not now. Because unaona mtoto anakuja, anakuambia kuna kushona, sijui kuna kupika, vitu kama hizo.
Yeah.
Na ukiona wazazi wetu, even sewing, we have even those who know how to sew because walisoma huko shule.
Yeah.
And they were doing something called home science back those years.
Right.
Ndio 844 ikakuja. Now, I can support the large number who are saying CBE is the worst system of education in our country. The reason is because we Kenyans, we were not prepared for it to receive the system, but we were hijacked. Now, even if we were hijacked, we had no idea in our mind of CBE. Now, we take example. Now, my girl,
Yeah.
wote aioni no kwamba amekuja nimsaidia kukaa na vitu zingine. Hizo vitu sielewi. Now, what of kama sijui kusoma? Because that CBE, you, as a parent, you must chip in to assist your learner ama your son or daughter.
Yeah.
Ajue ile kitu anafanya. Now my question is,
Yeah.
kama mimi sijui kusoma, sijui kuandika, nitamsaidia aje? Na what of huyo mzazi ako single, ni single parent ama ni single mother, hajui hata kusoma na kuandika? Now you going to tell me kwamba ataenda kusaidia huyo mtoto? I'm in that large number saying CBE is the worst system in Kenya.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Samuel Ogutu, what do you make of that? What is actually happening in CBE was actually in 844, because in 844 actually is to do home science, but it was optional. You will remember that home science used to choose between home science and business studies. So whatever is being learned in CBC, part of it is actually in 844 system. It's not there's no much of difference in the two systems. CBC or the CBE, the president's point of argument says, this will help if a child wants to be a pilot. The child can actually learn being a pilot from that tender age. But do our learners actually know what they really want? Because me, in my personal experience, when I joined school, I actually wanted to be something else. But when I went to high school, I actually changed my career path. Now the government is saying, if a child wants to be a pilot, let the child learn from the tender age. Are we confusing our learners?
Okay, thank you. Yes, we are confusing our learners because number one, the way you have said,
Yeah.
if a child wants to be a pilot, he will start learning from that tender age. But whatever we are seeing on the ground or practically,
Yeah.
it's totally different. Because we have just introduced 844 in another way. We have just added some of the things and removed some of the things that were in 844. I think I've interacted with some of the kids or students,
Yeah.
but whatever they are telling me, it is just what we did with the 844. Because someone is telling me, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a pilot.
Yeah.
But there is no theoretical, practical of someone who wants to be a pilot. They are still doing all those things. Maybe those home science in improved version. Maybe those business studies in improved version.
Yeah.
So I think there is no difference. I think the government could have just left the 844 rather than introducing to us this CBE. Because also CBE is very expensive, time consuming.
Yeah.
The way my brother said, parents find it difficult maybe to help the student, because also a student will be told that go home, do this, Ask your parent to help you. That parent, he or she is illiterate.
Yeah.
He or she does not know how to write, to read, so there is no way he can help you. That is number one challenge. And you find someone is staying with maybe grandmother. He's only close to grandmother.
Yeah.
There are no people, there are no educated people around them. So it will be very difficult for that learner maybe to understand whatever is being taught.
Right. Now, Jay Abuba, even as we wind up, what's your take on the government's point of view? If you want to be a pilot, start learning to be a pilot at the tender age. You remember that, when you're actually learning, people used to say big names just for the sake of saying.
Yeah.
People said, I want to be a neurosurgeon, I want to be words even I've never had. But, when this learner actually starts learning, the person says saying, oh, this neurosurgeon can't work. Let me be a teacher. Let me be a DJ. Let me be a soldier.
Yeah.
So from where you sit, are we confusing our learners?
Actually, we are confusing our learners and misleading them.
Yeah.
And these results, it comes out where we are killing their future. Yeah, because when we tamper with the system, it means we are killing the future of that student.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, you have forgotten something. My brother here, my good friend, he is incoming senator of Siaya. When we are discussing this matter, he should tell us also that when we are going to elect him, akiwa pale, he's going to do something. Because I've been keenly listening to him. Tuko tu pamoja tunaenda. Asijasikia akisema, me being one of those people, one of the government opponent. So I believe that sauti hizi nitafikisha huko.
Yeah, you have to, to do some reforms.
Yeah, we need a reform in education system, my senior. Okay. Yeah, because we don't want to kill the future of our sons and daughters. And not that we are the one killing, but the government is killing the future of our sons and daughters, and the future of the great leaders of tomorrow. Siku zote wanasema vijana ndio viongozi na nguzo ya kesho.
Sure.
Right. A good note to leave at right there. Although we had a lot to talk about, matters to do with the ghost schools and ghost learners. The CB is the CB actually at crossroads, right? We're taking a look at the future of learning here in the country. Thank you so much for your feedback right here on our Facebook, and as well as our SMS line, that is 23059. Thank you so much. We do appreciate your feedback, but for the interest of time, I will not be able to sample some of your feedback. I was joined by Jay Abuba, an activist who joined us today to discuss these matters to do with education. Thank you so much for making time to be with us here on the program. And as well, I was joined by Samuel Ogutu, who's an aspiring senator for Siaya County. Of course, all the best for your quest at that particular office. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for making time to be with us here this particular morning. I've been watching Morning Live. My name is Martin Macharia. Of course, this particular conversation will actually go on our socials, and of course, shall be having this particular conversation again to discuss the future of the next generation. My name is Martin Macharia. Do have yourself a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your viewing, and as always, let's do this again when God says we do.